Everyone, I am Dr. Neharika Shrivastava, Director Global Research Hub. Today, we are delighted to welcome Dr. Ran Alan Zhang, an assistant professor in the area of information system and quantitative science at Texas Tech University. Dr. Zhang is an accomplished scholar whose work sites at the intersection of information systems, marketing, and digital economies, fields that are shaping the future of how people consume information and make decisions in an increasingly AI driven world. Dr. Zhang has completed his PhD in Information System at the University of California, earned his Master's in Information System from Iowa State University. His research focuses on business data analytics, the economics of digitization, digital platform, online communities, healthcare analytics, and pricing strategies. His work had been published in top-tier outlets including MIS, Quarterly, and presented at leading conferences such as ICIS, HICSS, CIST, AMCIS, and others. He has also received competitive research grants from the Hong Kong Research Grant Council and the Marketing Science Institute. Beyond his research, Dr. Zhang is a dedicated educator. He taught a wide range of courses like business data analytics, blockchain application, database design, business intelligence, and IT management to both undergraduate and postgraduate students across institutions including Texas Tech University, City University of Hong Kong, and Cal Poly Pomona. He is an active contributor to the academic community, serving as an associate editor for the International Conference in Information System and a reviewer for the top journals such as MIS Quarterly, Management Science, and Information Systems Research. We are honored to have him with us today to explore how generative AI is transforming the content industry, reshaping consumer behavior, and redefining the digital economy. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Ran Alan Zhang. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the great introduction and the invitation. I'm really glad to join this program and the podcast to share my thoughts and research with our students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. So, sir, so I would like to start that, could you just briefly share your academic journey, how it started off?
Yes, sure. So I study in the information system field. After my undergrad study, I worked as an IT analyst in Shanghai for a few years. Then I came to US to pursue my master's study at Iowa State University. And after that, I joined the University of California, Irvine to pursue my PhD program there with a concentration in information systems.
Okay.
So I consider myself as a question-driven researcher, and I'm interested in the important and puzzling questions in the business world. I identify the important research questions that had not been well understood or resolved in practice. So my current research encompasses 4 streams. First is online healthcare and online medical consultations. Second is about generative AI and online communities and user-generated content. Third is about pricing strategy and firm competition on consumer welfare. And lastly is about the role of the data analytics in online advertising.
Yeah. So, thank you so much. And, your journey looks very interesting. So, just wanted to know from your end, how did you develop interest specifically in the intersection of the generative AI, user-generated content, and consumer, purchase behavior? A unique combination. Just wanted to know that. Yeah.
Yes. So I started from developing interest in the user-generated content field. As you know, there are many websites about this UGC, user-generated content, which has a huge influence to shape the consumer's opinion about product or services. And also, naturally, they connect to the consumer, their decision to purchase a product. So I give you 2 examples, one for each topic. The first one is about the user-generated content. So I study with my co-authors on the Zhihu website, which is one of the largest Q&A websites in China. And we
Oh,
observe a platform-initiated governance and content management on Zhihu website, which is about the moderation of the content. So they have shut down their comment functionality and they moderate the content about their comments. So we are interested in studying how the platform-initiated content moderation can influence and shapes users' contribution in contents, particularly in both the moderated content, like the comments, and unmoderated content, like the answers, so which is the main assets on the platform. So that is one project we are working on about user-generated content, UGC. Another project we are working on with a different set of co-authors is about the consumer purchase behavior in the context of online review websites. So this is another major e-commerce website in China. It's called Jingdong, and we collect data from that website. And also during our data collection period, we observe a huge event that has been initiated on the platform, which is about the review officer selection and the incentive the platform gave to those review officers in terms of posting reviews. So the intention of the platform is very obvious. They want to encourage and boost more high-quality reviews on their platform, which is important for consumers. We study how this impact the platform-induced reviews and review officers influence the regular contributor review contributions. And surprisingly, we find that those review officers and those platform-induced reviews may not necessarily boost the quality or the volume of reviews, but rather in some cases has a negative impact on the new contribution. So that's the second project. Now, with the advent of generative AI, it has quickly brought in tremendous changes in almost every major industries. And I'm particularly interested in how generative AI reshapes and influences the content industry, which is one of the first industries that generative AI has brought changes and impact. So that's how I evolved in this intersection of the three fields.
no, I would love to actually visit these websites, sometime. One of our students recently has taken up a project, similar to that. It's kind of consumer behavior on subscription fatigue. There's so many OTT platforms, there's so many food delivery, platform subscription fees, the psychology of the consumer. So yeah, we just recently took up the study. It's
Yes.
amazing. So, have you ever observed any difference between human generated reviews, AI generated reviews in terms of credibility and impact?
Yes. So that's a very good question. So these are the two different types of reviews. And for the human generated reviews, they are generally easy to identify and tell their credibility, whether they are credible. For example, if those reviews are very detailed and has a lot of personal opinions and come with pictures, then generally speaking, they can be considered this credible and authentic. On the other hand, the AI generated reviews are a bit harder and difficult to infer about their credibility because how this kind of reviews generated is not transparent, right? So in general,
Ah,
people have the view or the bias that such AI generated reviews may have lower credibility. And another major difference between the two types of reviews is that the AI generated reviews are usually very general and lack specific examples and subjective opinions. So overall, people still view the human reviews as more believable and credible because they contain natural imperfections. For example, the unique experiences, or emotions, and personal details. And these elements make readers feel that the reviewers actually used and consumed the product. Moreover, the human reviews, especially negative reviews, can also create strong emotional reactions that meaningfully reshape the future consumers, their decisions. As of AI general reviews, by contrast, the AI general reviews are usually more smooth, right, and well structured and polite, but often lack the personal stories and details that signal authenticity. When people do not know whether a review is AI written, they may find it clear and useful. However, once they learn that the text comes from AI, their trust may decrease tremendously. So many readers worry about the possible bias come from the AI-generated reviews, which weakens the impact of those AI content. As a result, AI reviews may help summarize information, but it can be less effective at driving the emotional engagement from consumers.
Yeah, I completely agree. So, so the next question, okay, which comes into my mind is, so big companies or big platforms like Amazon or maybe Yelp or like, TripAdvisor, how do they really get affected by increasing use of AI as a reviewer, and do actually, user rely on these reviews? Suppose if I am reading.
That's a very
So
excellent
maybe
question and a relevant
probably.
question. Yes, as AI
Yeah.
tools make it easier for anyone to generate large amount of data, including text or pictures or even videos, major review-based platforms, like you mentioned, such as Amazon, Yelp, or TripAdvisor, are facing new challenges, right, that affect their credibility purchase decisions. However, the rise of personal details, emotion, and opinions, as I mentioned before. As a result, consumers may begin to question whether reviews are real, and which leads to the consumer's reduced confidence in the entire review system. For the platforms, this means the significantly higher costs in content moderation. So they must invest in advanced AI detection tools, human review teams, and stricter policies to prevent AI manipulation in contents. At the same time, too many AI-generated reviews can dilute the quality of information on the review websites. When reviews start to look repetitive or too generic, then consumers find it difficult to compare products and services and experiences, which weakens their platform core values.
Yeah, I mean, so I
On that,
completely agree
yeah,
that,
yes. On the other
yeah.
hand, the platforms can also benefit from the introduction of AI reviews. For example, the Generative review summary can help improve the match between consumers and products and increase the consumer traffic on those platforms. And all of this will ultimately improve the consumer conversion and purchases. That will help platform to gain more revenue and popularity among consumers.
Okay, I think, yeah, I mean, what you meant is like the credibility, the human review credibility might get diluted. So, like, everything has its pros and cons. So, this is all about, like, sometimes challenges in, like, of using this generative AI. But, do you believe that generative AI can also help businesses produce better content? Or does it risk saturating the market with low quality or misleading content?
Yes, so it has both pros and cons and positive and negative impacts. So generative AI is having a big impact on this online world where people create and share their own contents such as reviews, comments, photos and videos. Its influence can be seen in both positive and negative ways. And on the positive side, the generative AI makes it much easier for people and the businesses to create high quality content. AI tools can help write well-organized content and text, improve grammar, create images or videos, and even translate content into different fields or texts. This allows more people and businesses to share their ideas online. And AI can also help personalize content, meaning it can create messages that better match what different users are interested in. So overall, I think this can make online content more accessible, more engaging, and easier for consumers to understand. However, generative AI can also bring challenges, as you mentioned. Because AI can create huge amounts of content very quickly, the internet can become flooded with repetitive or low quality contents. This makes it harder for consumers to find trustworthy information. AI can also produce content that contains mistakes or misinformation because they can generate statements that sound right but are actually incorrect or inaccurate. Another problem is that people can misuse AI to create fake reviews or misleading reviews that look real. This can reduce trust in online platforms and make it difficult to tell what is genuine and what is not. So overall, I think generative AI has the power to improve online content and creativity, but it can also harm the UGC ecosystem if it is used abundantly and carelessly. So good rules, transparency, and responsible use are essential to keep AI useful and helpful rather than bring harm to the community and the ecosystem.
Yeah, I completely understand. And some ethical standards needs to be kind of implemented, on some platforms. So the next question, is how can companies they distinguish themselves in a world where AI generated this thing reviews
Very
are
good question.
becoming more common.
Yes. So as AI generated marketing content and reviews become more common, as you mentioned, companies need new ways to stand out, which I completely agree. And the most effective strategy to me is to focus on what AI cannot easily copy, right? So, for example, the authentic human experiences, honest communication, and meaningful customer relationships. So, I'll elaborate on each of these aspects. So, first, authenticity becomes more valuable. So, when AI content feels generic or repetitive, real stories from employees and customers make a company seem more genuine. Sharing behind the scenes moments or real customer feedback or company's true values can help build trust among your customers. Secondly, the strong human service is a key differentiator. Even with advanced AI tools, people still value empathies, problem solving, and personal attention. So great customer service can make a company memorable and reliable. Third, verified authentic reviews help companies rise above AI-generated contents, encouraging real customers to leave detailed comments, for example, text, photos, or videos, makes company reputation more trustworthy. And last but not least, companies should focus on delivering excellent products and memorable experiences. No amount of generative AI content can reproduce or replace genuine quality and customer satisfaction. So these aspects, including authenticity, the honest communication, strong human service, and verified and authentic reviews, all help company to stand out. And overall, I think the company stand out by being more human, more transparent, and more trustworthy than the AI generated content.
Absolutely, I agree, I mean, genuine human being reviews and nothing can replace, that aspect of it. So I just wanted to know that we have many of our students, they want to explore this AI related research, since it's a buzzword, they all want to pursue research into AI. So what skill do you think a young researcher, must develop today?
Yes, that's a very important question. For young scholars and students, I think several aspect skills are essential to proper research in this field or any field related to the AI. So first, for example, the statistical skills. Right? So I recommend students to take the basic statistical classes, which may introduce, for example, the regressional analysis, and a student can be equipped with the knowledge about, for example, the major identification strategies, and methodologies such as difference in difference or the instrumental variable approach. So these methods and these identification strategies are essential and used widely in this field. So if you look at the academic journals paper, there are a lot of papers using this kind of methodologies and approaches to tackle questions. Another skill is about the data analytics and analysis, right? So such as machine learning methods, like for example, classifications, like clustering, text mining, sentiment analysis, neural network analysis, and prediction of labeling. For example, using this, one of the most popular methods used nowadays is called the BI-LSTM, the bidirectional long short-term memory technique. So these are very powerful and useful deep learning and machine learning approaches that you can use to analyze text data or unstructured data. And another skill I think about is less about technical, but rather about more kind of a capability of understanding and identifying the important and the meaningful research questions. Right? So that requires, of course, a lot of reading and thinking.
Yeah, I know. So it is, initially good literature reading, it's something very important. And then, basic statistic is a basic skill for any machine learning language, skills also. So what are some promising research topics for high schools and undergraduate students interested in the effect of AI on market or consumer behavior? Any specific topic, which you feel, which is very important, to take up?
Yes, that's a very relevant question. I'm sure students are interested in knowing what kind of potential research topic they can do or project they can do in this field. I would say there are a lot of opportunities in this field. So I'll start with my own project. So as I introduced, I'm currently studying this impact of the GenAI review summary on the review contents, on the new generation of review contents. So I think it can be easily extended to several other directions. I'll give you maybe two examples. So first is our current study focuses on this hospitality industry, right? So as an TripAdvisor advisor, it's on hotels, which are considered as experience products, where uncertainty about the quality is often very high. Right? However, it's unclear, or at least less clear, about whether our findings can be generalized and applied to other type of products or services, and in particular, those search products or services, where the product quality is more verifiable before purchase. So the future study can focus on the impact of GenAI review summary on those search goods or products in other industries. Right? So that's a very meaningful research can extend from our own study. Another direction that can extend from our study is to explore the evolution of this GenAI review summary itself. As consumers' expectations and the algorithms of platforms change and keep evolving, the GenAI review summary may undergo modifications in the design and the functionality. So examining how these changes might affect its effectiveness in improving matching quality and influence consumer behavior would be interesting and valuable. And beyond this GenAI summary field, there are of course other fields that students can further explore related to the GenAI review, GenAI content, or the generative AI's impact. For example, one may be interested in studying the impact of AI generated content on the purchase of consumer. For example, the specific questions can be derived from the aspects including how does AI generated content influence the consumer decision-making process, right? How they make a decision about a purchase. And does AI generated content complement or substitute with a human generated content? And also, a related question is how does the impact of AI generated content differ for different types of products, right? So as I mentioned, for search products or the experience product, the impact may be substantially different. So that's another example of the topic that student can consider regarding the Gen AI content. And another one about may not be less about the generative AI, but more about AI in general. For example, um, people may consider the effects of AI chatbots. Nowadays we have a lot of these AI chatbots on e-commerce website or other websites which help uh, customers to get their own questions answered and know more about the product or the services. So how this AI chatbot impact and influence the customer satisfaction, right, compared to the human customer service. So this topic can also be extended to examine, for example, to check whether the AI chatbots makes consumers feel understood, right? And explore when users prefer a human customer service or AI customer service, right? So in this field, one can do a lot of things. They can use the second data collected from those third-party websites, or they can even do experiments, right, using the existing chatbots. They can do experiment and compare between this AI chatbots and this human customer service, right? The effectiveness of both and whether they complement with each other or substitute for each other. Another related project about AI is how AI influence customers' price comparisons and their shopping journeys. For example, whether AI-powered tools help users find better products or deals, and whether people trust AI price advice, and whether AI recommendation tools lead to more expensive choices for customers. Right? So the shopping decisions are important, and how this AI influence their shopping decisions, and what can be done to improve the AI's functionality to further assist consumers their purchase decisions. So these are
I
the
think excellent here. So
yeah
I also feel that, probably these consumer behavior decision could also differ from like, different demography, probably age difference. Like a person like me, I don't like AI chatbot. I like humanized, like,
yeah
customer services. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah.
yes,
So even the
me
price
too.
thing, I like to do my own reviews. I don't believe into AI, but probably, the next generation won't be like this. Yeah. So probably. So there could
Yeah,
be a demographic comparison also. Yeah, a great topic. Great. I'll definitely discuss this with my students. So,
yes.
what advice would you give to students who want to publish meaningful research in their academic journey? Any specific advice to get a very good publication?
That's a very good question. Publishing meaningful research is important and it's hard. Um, so there are several aspects I recommend students to consider, to help them further publish meaningful research. First one is definitely to read more. For example, read more online articles or news press or other reports that about topics that you are interested in. For example, the advanced AI related technologies and their impacts and their implications. And when students read those articles, try to think more. Think about what are the questions that haven't been resolved and what are the debates in the practice. And are there any challenges in terms of technology application in a certain context? And are there any pinpoints in the current industry? Right? So these are the questions that are important in practice, and so it's meaningful. Right? So it has been resolved, and it has debates, it has implications, and it has challenges. So those are considered as important and essential questions that can be used when you do research in this field. Another aspect is certainly very important is to read more about academic papers and learn how those papers raise their research questions, why those questions are significant and meaningful. How do the answers for those questions contribute to the theory and to bring the contribution in practice. So these are the two very important aspects: read articles, general articles, news press, and identify topics and important questions from practice and industry. Secondly, read and think more about academic papers, how they shape their research questions, and how they answer those questions, how they contribute to the practice and to theory. The third aspect is to find appropriate people, right? To team up with, faculty members, one or more. And for example, you can first start with doing the RA for those faculties, right? So when you do RA, the research assistant for faculties, you can learn from them how they do research in their own field, right? So that's also important. And later on, you can team up and collaborate with those faculty members and start with their own research. And of course, taking relevant courses are also relevant and important. And nowadays, there's a lot of online courses that one can select, and also in-person courses. So learn those necessary and basic skills, right? So as I mentioned, statistical skills, identification strategies, econometrics, machine learning techniques, those are all essential and necessary skills for one to master, and which can help, right? So all of these are important, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think constant reading and asking questions, sometimes to yourself, and then, seeking an answer to that, that's the key. And definitely, with that skills of statistics and machine learning, I completely agree. So if there is one message you want our listeners to remember about AI's impact on the content industry, what would it be?
One key message I would say to our students and listeners is that the AI and generative AI has brought tremendous changes and impact to the content industry. And I believe will continue to influence content generation and content consumption and dissemination, as well as shape the consumer's perceptions about the content, about the product and services, and influence consumer purchase and interaction with those products and services.
Uh, That's great. So finally, where can students follow your work or reach out to you for academic guidance or collaboration?
Yes, I think I would definitely welcome students to reach out to me and discuss any topics that they are interested in. I think one of the best way to reach to me is via email. So I will share my email with all of you. And you can also find my email address on my website. So it's a TTU website. And I think I'll give you the link about my profile website. And yeah, feel free to reach out to me, send me email about any question that you may have, and we can discuss and we can collaborate.
Sure, sure. I will definitely, share your email, like, your webpage, with our viewers. So
Thank
thank you so much for taking out time for us. So, and joining us and sharing such deep and forward-looking, like, insight on how generative AI is transforming digital content, online communities, and consumer decision making. And believe me, your work offers an invaluable lens into the future of AI driven market, and we are grateful to have you with us today. So, for our listener, if you enjoyed today's discussion, we encourage you to please explore more of Dr. Zhang's research thought through his Texas Tech University faculty page. If you are passionate about research and want to take your academic journey to the next level, check out Global Research Hub, our platform that empowers high school and undergraduate students to work on world class research projects under the mentorship of PhDs and global faculties. So, whether you are curious about AI, business, science, social impact, Global R Hub provides the structure, guidance, and expertise to help you create meaningful research. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast, share this episode with your network, leave us a review. Your support help us with more conversation with leading researchers and innovators like Dr. Zhang. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you in the next podcast. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Zhang.